Hey, how to make millions with property. Here's what you need to know. Look, this week I'm going to be answering a question that someone asked me about how do I make it big in property. Well, I've given them some pointers. So, hey, do you want to know what I said to them? Keep watching. Okay, Kevin Wright back again with another property finance video. I jump on here about once a week and I give you something about property. Often, as it is this week, it's a question that someone's asked me and detailing and explaining the answer that I've given. Okay, so what actually was the question this week? Let's drill down on that. So the person said to me, look, whenever I buy a house, everything just takes time. The mortgage lender takes time to agree the loan. The solicitors take time to process the legals. Land registry takes time to register my title. It all just takes time. And they said, hey, and they're just the main issues. Okay, that was the background. Here's the question. When people are buying 10, 20, 30 or even 50 houses a year, how on earth are they doing it? How is it possible? I mean, unless they're just rolling in cash, where's the finance coming from? Or is there some magic lender that I'm not aware of, was the question. Now, at this point, they've been purchasing individually in their own name, but they're about to start using limited companies because they're scaling up. Okay, so here's how I approached answering that question. Now, it all depends where you are in your property career, and the more embryonic the stage of your property career, the more lenders are going to be resistant to you piling up too many properties in too short a period of time. But once you get to a certain level, then you can scale up an awful lot faster. I'm going to explain a bit more about that. First, let's look at lenders' concerns about new landlords scaling up at an appreciable rate. Now, new landlords buying property after property after property, certainly in the first year of their landlord career, gets mortgage lenders very twitchy. Why is that? Well, look, because in their eyes, they're not even sure that you like this landlord thing. Okay, you're jumping into it, both feet, but what happens if a few months or a year down the line, it's not what you thought it was going to be? Now they've got a disenchanted landlord and a landlord that may actually now start to miss mortgage payments or become less focused on being a good borrower and paying on time every time. So mortgage lenders are happy to give anyone a start as long as they meet the criteria, but they're going to put the brakes on anyone herring away and trying to do 10, 20, 30 properties in their first year or possibly two of being a landlord. Now, you've heard the saying, don't run before you can walk. And from a mortgage lender's point of view, it applies here. So trying to shoot the lights out in your first year or two of being a landlord, now that's just going to rub lenders up the wrong way. And they're probably going to say, hey, stop. We're not lending you any more money for the next few months while we see how you cope with what you've got so far. Each lender is going to decide where to apply those brakes differently. But what about people who do buy 10, 20, 30 properties? Well, they're almost certainly not new landlords. They've been building a landlord business for a number of years. Now, they may have access to cash, but they've probably got good lines of credit and have got mortgage lenders, and usually of the more commercially minded type of mortgage lender, they're going to be the ones that are supporting landlords of that stature. Now, magic lenders. Are there magic lenders out there? Well, not really. But what there are commercial lenders that are happy to lend on portfolio purchases. So the landlords that were referred to, they're buying 10, 20, 30 a year. It's likely that they're not doing individual transactions. They're bulk buying. They're doing job lots of property. What I mean? Well, buying a portfolio of a landlord that wants to exit property. Now the question is, well, what type of portfolios would a landlord like that buy? Well, if they're just buying ready to rent, nicely refurbed properties, fully tenanted, then that's going to require big chunks of cash because they've got to be putting in 25 or even more deposit on the portfolio they're buying. Now, I've got a suspicion they're not actually doing that. They're looking for dilapidated portfolios where the landlord has just lost interest several years ago. They haven't done a refurb for, a decade or more. In fact, they might have lost interest to the point when a tenant leaves, they can't be bothered to replace them. Or they could possibly be looking for a portfolio where the landlord hasn't increased the rent for a number of years, and so the tenants are enjoying the luxury of a significantly below market rent on the property that they've got based on current rental values. So buying a portfolio with some sort of problem or issue, resolving the problem or issue, and then refinancing at an uplifted value. So just buy a refurb refinance, as I often talk about, but just on a bigger scale. Now, you don't have to be buying many properties before you get into the £1 million plus end of the market. So going big in property is about taking the long view. So if you're looking to buy dilapidated property portfolios of any description, hey, hit me up on the link on the About page. We'd love to broker that for you. Okay, that's me done for this week. Another short video. I'll be back next week with another property finance video. See you then. If you enjoyed watching this video, did you know every Monday morning at 8:30 I do a live Facebook Q&A. So if you want to start the week with checking out some answers to your property finance questions, click the link here.